Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we're going to make a necklace using products from the Bargain Bead Box September 2022 edition. And we're going to do, necklace and earrings. So first of all, our encouraging word for today is from caring comes courage. And that's true. It takes courage to care about somebody because you may get hurt. It's happened. Okay, so here is our little pair of earrings. That's what we're going to be making. I've got everything out here for the other one, and then we're going to make a necklace using this piece that I've put together here, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I did that. Okay, so let me get you the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need some sort of ear wire. I'm using a little half ball ear wire here. This was just in my own stash. You're going to need a couple of 4mm or small jump rings, and you're going to need 3 of the hooks from the hook and eye sets that they sent this month in the box. Okay, 3 of those. You're going to need, for the earring, you're going to need 2 ball head pins. You're going to need a lot of ball head pins. Let's just say that. Ball head pins. These are 6mm jump rings, regular head pins, and we're using these saucer-looking beads. We're using the little sparkly rondelles, and we're using the copper spacers that were in the box, and a couple of the rose gold or the rose quartz rounds, just the round ones, not the faceted rounds, just the regular rounds. We're using a couple of those. We're using one of these little charms and this donut, and a lobster clasp, a ring for the lobster to clasp onto. I have cut, how much is this? Some 2mm leather. And I have cut, let's see here what I've got, about 13.5 inches. Yeah, about 13.5 inches of leather. Well, actually about 27 inches. It's 13.5 folded. So about 27 inches of leather. And I've got some 22 gauge copper colored wire here we're going to wrap or clasp on. And I think that's everything. Your jewelry tools, of course. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to tell you how I made this. So I took the donut pendant. You have to be very careful when you do this or you will break this. But I bent this out, put it on here, and bent this back closed. Okay? Be very careful when you're doing it. You don't want to break it. And then I took a little bit of E6, well, I put this guy on here too, I'm sorry, they were both on there. Then I took a little bit of E6000 glue, and I just glued this little guy to the donut just so it would stay in one spot and not flop around. So that's how I got that, okay? We're going to put the leather right through here, and that's all we're going to do. We're just going to wire wrap our clasp on, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to just get a couple small pieces of the wire here, about, I don't know, 6 inches maybe. Doesn't need to be a lot, just a little. Okay, I'm going to take my clasp, put the leather right through, double it around here like this, and then I'm just going to wrap it. So this can be a little hard to get started, a little fiddly to get started, but once you get going, you're good. So just wrap it around there. Looks like I'm kind of down at the bottom, so I'll start down at the bottom. It's the hardest part is getting that little snaggly piece tucked in. Okay, and now I'm just going to wrap. And I'm just going to, it doesn't have to be neat, it can be messy. This is kind of boho and fun. But I'm just going to hold it here and just go around. And I'm not even worrying really about keeping the coil neat. I'm just doing it kind of messy. Okay. Go up and down and all around. And you get yourself a little boho wrap. And that wraps your clasp right on there. Now if you want to do it neat, by all means. I'm not saying you shouldn't. Just saying I'm not. Because I like the boho messy kind of wraps. And then I'm just going to take my plier. I'm just going to lay it down here so it doesn't poke me or anybody else. Okay. And I'm just going to lay this one down as well, this little starter piece. And that's the easiest wire wrapping you'll ever do right there, because it does not have to be perfect. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side with our ring. Just going to take it, fold it over here, grab my wire, start a small wrap. You do want to wrap tight, that's the only thing. You just want to make sure that your wraps are tight so nothing slips out. I'm coming down here, and then I'm going to flip this over, kind of hold it from the bottom and go back up. Okay, going to tuck this in. And tuck this little piece too, or trim it off, whichever. Probably just going to trim that one off because it's kind of at a weird angle. And then just tuck the little bit that's sticking out there. Okay. And there's our clasp. So that's all we're doing for that. That's super simple. Now, I have made a bunch of dangles here, and I'm going to show you how I make my dangle. I've got one extra to do it with. So I take a ball head pin or an eye pin. Some of these, if you see, I use the ball head pin on the bottom here on this one, and then an eye pin on the top. I made a little connected, dangle there. I did some of them like that, and then some of them I just did single. Okay, so this is how I make my wrap loops though. I put my little beads on my ball head pin. Maybe I do. And then I come up just a little bit from the bead, just a tiny bit, like maybe just like about that much. And then I bend that 90 degrees. Now, I have found, this is going to sound terrible to everybody that loves Xuron tools. I like my Xuron tools, don't get me wrong, I love them. But my Xuron round nose pliers, I was having a terrible time making loops. Okay, so when you bend that 90 degrees, you're just going to take your wire and you're going up and over that top jaw, then you rotate these up and under. And I was having a terrible time. My loops were coming out all wonky. I couldn't get them right, and figured out that it's the Xuron round nose plier. I don't know if mine has gotten distorted, and I'm just wrapping now, and is shaped weird or what, but I quit using it to make my loops, and oh my goodness, what a difference it has been. Making loops has been much easier. So I don't know what's happened to it. It's probably something I've done to it, I'm sure. But yeah, that was interesting. Okay, now I've got a bunch of 8mm jump rings. These have to be 8mm jump rings. I tried 6 and they're too small. Okay, and I'm just going to hang these dangles on this ring here. And I just glued this a little bit ago, so if it comes loose, I'll glue it back. But you probably ought to let it dry about, I don't know, 24 hours before you try to manipulate it, but I don't have time for that. It's almost time for Chris to get off work, and we're taking the motorcycles up to Ponce Inlet tonight, and I don't have time to sit here and wait for the glue to dry, so just gotta go with it. And I'm just gonna hang these on, probably with the longest one in the middle, and you can make them however you want. It's totally your own creative control. I just hooked a few together and left a few single, so we'll see how it looks. I may not even end up using all of them. Well, I don't know. And I just used a few beads on these. I didn't use the really dark or the darker pink little rounds that were in there. I just felt like for this one, just sticking with this kind of monochromatic color scheme was the best. So that's what I did. And just gonna hook these on here. And it's just gonna make a little dangle tassel in the front. And like I said, I may not use all of them. I may take a couple of them off. We'll see. Yeah, I'm probably going to end up taking a couple off because I don't really like it looking that. I'm going to take this big one off. Less is more sometimes, and today that seems to be the case with this one. So let's take him off. And maybe even this big one. Maybe I just want small ones on here. Whoops. Yeah, I kind of like it with just a few, and I may put this little one on the edge just to match that other little saucer one that's on the other edge. We'll see. Let's see how that looks. It definitely looks better with fewer, though, I think, anyway. Okay. Yeah, that's cute. I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to put all the rest of them on there. So there's our necklace. That's it. Not doing anything more to it. It's done. I think it's super cute. Okay, so now for the earring. So again, for the earring, you need to try to bend this in, okay? So I took my pliers and just very gently, and I mean very gently, you do not want to crack it on the bottom. You just want to kind of bend it in, and it has to close. So you kind of have to go past that point right there and then back, and see how that closes up? And that way nothing's going to fall out. Your earring's not, this little piece here is not going to fall out. And I tried wire wrapping it and it just looked ridiculous. So I didn't want to do that. All right, so we're going to make our dangle. So I used this little sparkly bead, 2 of these saucer beads, and another little sparkly guy down here. I don't know why he's hanging out here. He's not going to be used on this. Okay. Then again, I come up a little bit from the bead, about that far, bend it 90 degrees, take my pliers and come up and over like that, rotate these up and come under. Man, I'm telling you, since I quit using those Xeron round nose pliers, my loops have been much better. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, everything is crooked, why are they not working out right? And that was it. It was those pliers. So if you're having issues with your loops and you're using the Xeron round nose pliers, it may be that. I mean, I'm sure it's not the pliers' fault because they've always worked fine in the past. I've done something to them probably. Probably used them in resin or done something weird like that. Okay, we've got our little 6mm jump ring. We're just going to hook this on here. Now, I want this to hang like this to match the necklace. So in order for it to do that, I have to use 2 small jump rings up here. So I've got one, going to hook my other one to it, close this guy up. Whoops, well, my goodness. Okay, there we go. Let's try that again. Close this guy up. And then this one, we're going to open up, and we're going to hook it right onto this little half ball ear wire. Now, I want to make sure I hook this the right way. I want it to hang that way. So I'm going to make sure that I get that right. Close it back up. And there you have it, a little earring. So this set I think turned out super cute. It's quick and easy, and just gives the donut a little bit of a pizzazz having those little beads there in front of it. So let me put it on the form over here and I'll be right back to show it to you. Okay, so here are the earrings. And here is the necklace. And I think it's really cute. I like how it turned out. Simple. Just kind of a little bit boho. And let me grab my chair here. So that's that. I think they turned out good. I like them. You could of course make it shorter if you want to wear it up here like this. I like it kind of long. So there you have it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I've got my bathing suit top on. Sorry, because we're riding motorcycles out to the beach. So anyway, here it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you do, like and subscribe to my channel. I've got lots more bargain bead box coming, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.